Good evening, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Natural Nerds, where a large group of best friends that quickly became family and live all over the country refuse to let that stop us from doing what we love. Tonight, we are back in Ixalan. We are back in Fort Duran. Now, if my players could please roll me 1d8.
I hope I don't get it again.
Yeah. Okay, so down the line, Flicker,
That'd be a 5.
right?
That's
Levy.
also a 5.
Always
Oh
you.
my god. Calaia.
I got a 6.
Okay, and Pax.
Cat. 4.
4.
We.
Okay. Um, Levy and Flicker, if you could please reroll.
No, you.
Damn it. I thought we were safe. 6.
1.
Okay, Levy.
What?
Thank God.
Damn. Last time on
How the turns of table.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we began searching Port Duran. I believe I am saying that correctly. Fort Duran. Okay, I thought Fort Duran, but I second guessed myself. And we began to discover some rather odd things about the residents here. No one could seem to remember their names, or possibly if they ever even really had any names. They could, however, recall short term memories as what they did for the day, but we've not studied quite how much memory they have exactly. I myself traveled to the Alchemist at the end of town and discovered some religious symbols, like a rising sun behind a cross. Meeting back up with everybody else, we put our heads together and realized everybody in this town has the same blue eyes, and the people are much paler than your average people. And Paxxus made the discovery that they are vampires. And we left off as night has fallen, and the rich that they've spoken of are beginning to pile into this tavern with their pale, dead looking skin. That's the road so far.
Very nice. Go ahead and take a point of inspiration. So just so you have a general view and layout of the tavern itself, those are the two massive casks of liquor behind the bar. Small fireplace, decent size, keeps the place warm with the cool ocean breeze. So as we said, or as Levy said, we last left off as the door opens and a pale-faced figure is standing in the doorway. Walks in and you see a very fine, almost velvet, um, red cape draped across one shoulder, with the golden. I was about to say pompadour. Um, pauldron, kind of. Except not armor. It's one of those kind of frilly, fancy-looking ones, embroidered in gold down the garb itself. The rest of the garb is a fanciful suit, um, three-piece. You get the with the traditional vest and undercoat or undershirt, and some wonderful pants. Not wearing the suit jacket, but the tie is red, and the rest is all black. And this figure walks across, barely bats an eye at you, walks over to the bartender. They have a small discussion, gets a drink, and walks over to the table here and sits down. And more of these figures, all excuse me, all the same pale skin. Some have golden eyes, some have red eyes, um, some have blue eyes. They all just start pouring in. Begins to fill up. There's about 20 of them. They're all wearing different colored shoulder cloaks. So there's a few that have red, a few that have blue, a few that have like a dark green, and a few that have purple and brown. Um, you can kind of surmise that it might mean a family lineage or the same house or noble family, something of that sort. Um, now, whether they're noble or if it's just a legion or a rank, you can figure they belong to some sort of uh, group. Let's. I had the word on the
Faction?
tip of my tongue.
Action.
Yes, thank you, faction. Thank you. Yeah, essentially, it seems like different factions or all-encompassing, but yeah, you're just not entirely sure what the different colors mean, but fair guesses. Um,
And where are they sitting?
they're all at different tables. I wasn't sure what table you guys had decided to sit at. This table is taken, but you guys can take anyone besides this one, and then the rest would kind of be pouring in and sitting at other tables, not really bothering you or minding their own business.
When they start coming in, can I determine if the ones with the red capes are the only ones with the blue eyes?
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I would like to use Slayer Sense as well, please.
Sure.
Oh, in my fucking rolls, I need it. What does it do again? Gives me, adds proficiency. Um, that'd be a 10.
10. Difficult to tell. You see blue eyes on several of the different ones. It doesn't seem like it's specifically for any red caped or anything like that. Okay. So the tables fill up, and they're all chattering amongst themselves, all drinking from the thicker liquor, the right side cask or barrel, however you want to call it. And several get up, take some refills. You see over at the center table here, a little bit larger of a group, and they've gathered. They seem to be playing games. There's cheer and merriment and things like that. You can see they're playing cards. But besides that, they're all minding their own business. Nobody's really taking note of you. They don't really seem to care too much.
X is just going to do his best to just keep drinking and eating bread.
I'll keep drinking as well. I'm very interested about the games they're playing though, but not sure that's the right call. As I look to Paxxus, I am a pirate and I like to gamble. Maybe I can try to press while playing?
Yes. Don't be too direct, but yes, I would love to see how that turns out.
Well, I'm sure you would.
Um, you can do what you would like, Flicker. Um, I have a specific objective for this night.
Perhaps you can win
Or
some money for us to upgrade the ship. Some.
And stalk it.
will do. I'll take final swig and making my way to the table.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you get there.
I was going to say I would follow Flicker and just, as a friend, stand behind him as he goes to sit at the table. Looking a bit more arrogant than I typically do. Not threatening, just a little more arrogant. Try to match match the way they're portraying themselves.
I would do the like and make a point to avert their eyes.
You're averting your eyes?
Or averting my eyes from theirs, yes.
Oh, okay, yes, I got you.
Ooh. Ooh. Terrible.
One more point. As they walk
Yeah.
over, Pax's invisible mage hand is going to go with them.
Okay. Cool enough. What was the roll, Flicker?
It's a whopping 4.
Okay. So you don't recognize the game that they're playing, unfortunately. But you see that there's a deck in the center. They have a board in front of them, each person, and they have 3 cards each. And they're taking turns kind of just drawing from the deck and flipping cards, and you're not sure the exact nature of the game. But it seems like after a minute passes, the one that you're standing next to is wearing a purple cloak, wins.
Well, that seems like a mighty fine game. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Do you mind if I buy in and you talk a little?
Interesting. Now, what is your wager?
I just come from a long travels. I'm not too well on coin right now. I only have about 10 gold on me, if that's enough to buy in.
Sure. I mean, you don't necessarily need to wager with monetary value.
Well, as I said, I don't have much, but my name, oh, and pardon me, my name is Captain Shicker.
Captain Shicker. Interesting. Good to meet you.
This is a companion of mine. Calaia.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting. And the other two over there, do they also have names that start with S?
Oh, no. No, of course not. That's just a coincidence. You know how things are sometimes.
Of course. Just figured. I'd ask. Humor's sake, you know.
By all means,
No.
it is quite a hoot.
What do you care to wager? This 10 gold?
If you don't mind, the 10 gold will suffice for me.
Surely. And he reaches into the cloak. It seems like it has pockets on the inside, and pulls out a small sack and drops it, opens it up, and pulls out 10 gold pieces. I shall match. Now, step to the other side of the table. Do you know how to play? Do you even know what this is?
And no, like I said, it seems like a mighty fun game, and I just seen that you won, and it looked pretty fun. I've never seen this concept before. I just
Ah,
throw
yes, of
die. I
course.
just throw die against the wall.
Ah, yes, that seems fun. Rudimentary, but fun. Right, and of course you just said that. Forgive me, I had a little bit to drink. Just barely morning. Now, so the name of the game is Joker's Cup. Okay. Um, so you take 3 cards from the deck, top of the deck after it's shuffled. The goal of the game is to get 2 or more Jokers. Okay. Now, with 3 cards, you may, hmm, how you say? I'm sorry, I do not speak common very often, so this is actually a pleasure. Okay, so a Joker is high card, you say, right? Now, one Joker can turn a king or a queen into another Joker. Okay. If you have 2 kings, you lose. If you have 2 queens, you lose. If you have 2 Jokers, it turns into 3 Jokers. And if you have 3 Jokers, that is the ultimate win. And you win more than you bet. So, that being said, um, since we don't have cards, you take 3d6. Do you remember the rules? Have you played Joker's Cup before?
Yeah, I've played it twice. I just opened my notebook for the rules.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. So just to explain for the audience, um, this is a homebrew game, by the way. I had a lot of fun making this. So, um, a 1 and a 3. No, I'm sorry. A 1 and a 4 is a queen. A 2 and a 5 is a king, and a 3 and a 6 is a joker. Okay. So, you roll obviously the die. If you get 2 jokers, it's basically a win, unless the other person matches that. Now, after you roll your first 3 die, you are allowed to swap out a card, and you can also make a bluff, so a deception check, and lie about it, or you can make a sleight of hand, so they don't see you swap out a card. So the sleight of hand would be re-rolling a die. Um, you have all the rules right in front of you. I don't have it in this notebook. Is there anything that I missed?
Let's see. So 2 queens bad, 2 kings bad, 2 jokers basically a win, 3 jokers ultimate win. Um, I forget the part where you can turn a joker or a queen and a king into a joker. That's the sleight of hand, right?
Yeah. Uh, so sleight of hand is to reroll a die. Basically draw the extra card without them seeing you. Oh right. So it's a sleight of hand versus perception check.
Okay,
Yeah, and if you get caught, it's an automatic loss.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
And you see,
yep.
I forgot something. It's
I'm very,
been a
I'm
while.
very
All
savvy.
right. Right. Now, let us begin. Okay. Um, I shall give you the honors. Do you wish to? Are you keeping?
Yes, I'll go first if you don't mind.
Um, will you keep, or are you going to make a check?
I am going to, or I am going to, I'm going to keep.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check then.
Could I assist with that? Because not only am I proficient, but I'm standing right behind him watching the game. To where if I noticed it and he didn't, I could like give him a little tap or something on his back.
Sure.
Okay. So,
Go ahead and make it with advantage.
I fucking love you, Calaia. My first one was a 15. Second one, natural 20. Or 22.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you do catch your opponent, trying to switch a card without you noticing. So,
Oh, what are you doing there? You didn't tell me about that part.
my apologies. Yes, it must have slipped my mind. I was not thinking. Yes, of course, you're more than welcome to trade the card, should you wish to do so. But only once.
No, I think I'm okay.
Oh, perfect. Good. Well, this is embarrassing. Seems I have lost. So, I
Also,
accept.
I'm a quick study.
Yes. So you caught me trying to cheat. It's part of the game.
Oh,
Of
I'm
course.
sure it is.
Of of course. There's no reason to tell you that. Why would I want you to cheat? Not a full game, right? But I have lost. So here's your gold. And he
Thank you
hands over.
much obliged.
Levy sees him win that from her table nearby and just does a small nod as I'm scanning the room and just getting an idea for the numbers and locations of everyone. That's it.
X is going to take out a very particular gold coin and just have it on the table, whilst summoning. What did we name the bartender again?
If I recall, everyone's name is Davy.
Kaleia's ear would turn back and hearing everyone's name's Davy and a small nod.
I need a refill. Mm,
And he comes over and right, my name is Bert.
Bert, my deepest apologies. Can you please fill me up, please?
Of course. And he takes it and goes back. Fills it up. Brings it back over.
Much obliged. Can I take an insight check of the room?
Sure. Anything particular you're trying to gauge?
The point of conversation.
Okay. That would be more of a perception check for keeping your ear out.
I don't. No. I would rather go with. Even though everybody's playing off like they don't mind that we're here, is anybody actually trying to look at us? So would that be perception check?
That would be an insight check. That's fine.
Okay. Word. Natural 13 for 17.
17. Okay. No, they're not trying to play off. They just genuinely don't seem bothered by your presence. They're not deliberately taking notice. Um, like they noticed you as they all walked in. But they keep to themselves. That you're clearly outsiders. Um, and they seem friendly enough. No, there doesn't seem to be any hostility in the room. You do notice that Bert takes the coin and puts it in his pocket.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. What's up? You said your name was Speaker?
Captain Sugar.
Sh- Shiger. Shiger.
Shicker. Shicker.
Shiker.
Yes.
Okay. I shall probably not remember by the time this night is through. But, do you care to play again?
Captain, if you will, I might have something that's worth a little more than 10 gold just to up your stakes.
Well, if you want to play Calaia, then you're more than welcome to. I've got winnings already.
Well, Captain, you go ahead, and I will reach into a pocket and pull out a signet ring. And
Okay.
it, I imagine, would not be common to. Oh, sorry, would not be common to hear, so wouldn't be easily identifiable. Would most likely have a kind of dragon on the forefront of it and gold.
Hmm.
And
Then,
slide it and hand it to Flicker. By all means. What do you think this is worth?
I'm not sure at all. What do you think?
most interesting. I recognize the dragons, but not the ring itself. Does that have any meaning or special symbolism?
More of a symbol of worth.
Ah, sometimes symbols are worth more than things that have worth. Now, that being said, I shall offer up my own signet ring. And he pulls off of his middle finger on his right hand a silvered ring, puts it on the table, and it has a cross with it that looks like a sunset atop it.
So we're betting signatures.
It seems only appropriate. It seems of equal value. That is not from around here. And clearly, you are not from around here either. At least the rest of you. So, why not take something home if you win? A souvenir of this land, if you will.
Sounds like a wager to me. Are you sure you don't want to play? Or she had to walk away. Never mind. Sounds like a wager to me. I'll play one more game.
Perfect. Now,
I'm sorry. I don't believe I caught your name.
that is because I did not offer it.
Well, may I ask her name?
Not yet.
Seems fair. Seems fair. I only just told you my name, but okay.
No, I understand. I understand common courtesy, but you see, We have laws here. We do not share identity with outsiders for any reason until we know them.
Righto, righto.
Otherwise, we lose our names. You understand?
Well, a name is a powerful thing.
That it is. And if you speak to a fairy in that way, oof, no good. Now,
DM, my lights just flickered, so if I go out for any reason, it's because of the storm.
okay, good to know. So yeah, we'll break for a second. If what that happens, we'll move over and take a 5-minute break. Um, if you don't come back, we'll just call it for the night, and I'll come back and let everybody know. But we'll see what
Apologize,
happens.
stream, but yeah, if that happens, it might be out for a minute. I got a big snowstorm going.
Yep, no problem, no problem. Okay, so
You may take their first pick this time.
thank you very much. Most generous. Okay, and he's gonna go ahead and give me a perception check.
Give you perception?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Would he have advantage again in the same way?
Sure.
That will be a 10.
Okay. That is a failure, sir. Interesting. Now, I am ready. And yourself?
I will try to slide a hand.
Okay.
And that's just a reroll of one of them, right?
Yeah, that would be a reroll of one of them. That's if you pass the check.
Okay. Fuck. 8.
Um, okay, sir. Now I believe it is you that is cheating. Now, forgive me, but I believe that would be twice. The first game you had outside help, I did not speak on this, but you know, a game amongst civilized.
Oh, of course. I was just testing my waters, so to speak.
Hmm. This
And
is
I
okay.
seemed I dunked my toe in too far.
This is okay. It's your first time, and of course, why wouldn't you have somebody else help you? Yeah, makes sense. It's a new game. You're in unfamiliar territory, but thankfully, I'm in a good mood. I am in the fights tonight. Now, if you don't mind handing over that ring.
I look to Calaia and I sheepishly shrug and I'm sorry.
No, by all means. It's fine.
Hands over the ring.
Beautiful. And he puts it on his pinky finger and reattaches his own ring to his right middle finger.
Well, I'd say third time's the charm, but you said something about fights.
Yes, the arena. Every night we have fights. Um, I mean that's several hours away, but
I practiced in your arena It's beautiful, and I look forward to the fights.
Thank you very much. It took a
Now,
long time to build.
would you say these fights are to the death, or
Flicker, you must have not been to very many arenas.
Clearly.
no? I've lived on a ship my entire life.
On this ship, did you not fight to the death?
Yes, but it's more gung ho.
I understand. Yes, it depends on the night. Sometimes it's for first blood, it's could be for a knockout. Sometimes to death. Depends on the mood and, if who's in the fights. If we have prisoners, so it's to death. And they wish for their freedom, they must kill their opponent and they're free. That's it. Simple. But I'm not sure what tonight is. They didn't tell me. Regardless, I always look forward to drawing my sword.
Would you say it's too late to join the fights if any of us wanted to?
Perhaps not. I mean, this evening is full of events, and the fights usually take most of the night. So, I mean, mosey your way over to the arena. Talk to the guards, talk to the people in charge. They might be able to throw you in. Depends on what kind of fight you'd be looking for, but,
Of course. And I'm going to motion for Bert to come over and give him a piece of
And
gold and give him whatever he's drinking. It's nice to meet you, sir. Maybe I'll get to know you a little bit better.
yes, perhaps we shall see each other in the pit. Now, I would love to play again, but perhaps you're right. Maybe I should finish this next drink and get my way over to the sands and prepare myself. Thank you.
I told them to leave a little blood on the arena just for flavor. That's what we do where I'm from. Makes it a little more exciting. I hope you enjoy it.
Perfect. Yes, I shall. Thank you. And Bert comes back over with the drink, slides the gold into his pocket, and this vampire just chugs it back. No, off I go. And he gets out of his seat and leaves.
Much luck, my friend.
Just a simple wave from over the shoulder.
And I will head back to our table and quickly to Pax's um, move towards him and kind of whisper in his ear. We should probably stop drinking the stuff from the right casket.
I'm going to stop and look at the beer, then look at him. Why?
Because if you say they're vampires, they're really chugging this stuff back.
DM, I was actually going to ask, how
Mhm.
well into my cups am I?
Uh, I would say you've had about 3 or 4 at this point. Yeah. So, um, go ahead and give. I would have asked for as everybody's leaving or people that are drinking as you guys are leaving, but go ahead and give me a Constitution check now, if you'd like. Oh my God.
I did
That's a
not.
natural
Nope.
16 or a 19.
19. Okay. You're
I have
buzzed. You're feeling it.
not drank yet.
Okay.
Yeah, after I did the nightshade test, I have not drank a thing.
I think I had
Um,
two.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a Constitution check as well. Um, Pax, you're buzzed. You're feeling it, but you're feeling loosey goosey. You know, you're not like you're feeling less wound up, and yeah, just a nice simple buzz. Nothing crazy.
That one's going to jail now because it's been failing me this whole time. That would be another 8.
An 8 total.
Yeah.
You, sir, are inebriated. You have 1 point of exhaustion for drunkenness.
Ah, jeez, Flicker, eat some bread or something. Soak it up.
Oh, hail the Wellerman comes.
Pax, if you don't mind for a moment.
What is it, Calaia?
And I'll lean in, and I'm talking more hush, just trying to make sure people can't hear us, and I'm going to keep an eye on that. Could you draw
I will
something for
too.
me?
Draw what exactly?
I want you to draw the ring that that gentleman put on the table. And I will describe it like detail by detail to Pax.
I'll take out my notebook, skim a couple of pages, find a fresh sheet, and start to draw.
Where I'm from, these are pretty important, so it could at least point us in some sort of direction.
Signet rings?
Absolutely.
Oh yes, they are very important. I have one too.
May I see what
Yes,
this ring
someday I'll
looked
have to get
like?
mine back from him.
I'm going to Levi. You asked to see
Yes.
what the picture is.
Yes.
I'm going to spin it around and shove it to you.
And does this look like the one that I saw in the alchemist shop? You said a setting sun, but you said the one in the alchemist shop looked like a rising sun?
No, same,
Same thing?
Setting sun.
Okay.
It is the same exact insignia.
I lean back in my chair a bit and put a finger to my chin. Well, I saw that in the alchemist shop.
Do you think that's maybe a house affiliation or a donor?
I myself am not quite sure. I thought it might have been a religious symbol, but that could be wrong. I was planning on visiting the library tomorrow to do some studies on that specifically.
Well, what is everybody's plans for tonight? Because I think I'm done eating with whatever is here. I'm going to see if maybe Lodwin at the ship have any libations there. But what about yourselves?
I
I'll
myself
be
would.
going to the arena.
Yes, I myself would love to see the bloodlust that becomes of there.
And then DM, I was going to ask to make a perception
Can't hear
check.
you.
Oh, no one
I
can hear
can
me?
hear you.
I can't hear you
Yeah, we can.
I
we
can hear you.
unless it's me.
It's you. You're
Uh,
the one who dropped.
Okay.
Perception check for what?
To see how many people or vampires that are left. Oh, did all of them leave or just him? All the vampires that were in the bar.
Yeah, go ahead and give me the perception check.
I wanted to see, yeah, because what I'm looking for is how many of them would have the same ring on,
Oh, okay.
same kind of ring.
Mhm.
Okay. Perception. 14 for an 18.
18. Okay. So, the room did clear out a little bit. You notice that this one left, and this one left. Oh, I'm sorry, and that one. So you notice that they left. And looking around for the ring, you do see gleams on every single finger, or not every finger, but each individual's one finger has a ring. There we go. You can't. It's hard to make out like what the design on it
If they're the
is,
same
but
exact one,
they are
yeah.
all wearing it on the. Yeah, they're all wearing it on the middle finger. They are silvered. You can make out that much. So best guess, you can kind of associate that together for sure.
And I will just notion to Levy, because she's going to research it, that everyone's wearing rings of a similar type on their fingers.
I nod. Well, I personally would like to get to this arena a bit ahead of time and get an idea for my surroundings.
Yes, I also told Lady Duvant and Jeremiah to save a spot. They're already there. So
Wonderful. I thought that they would
should have no
appreciate
problems there.
a good arena.
Appreciate is an odd term. They act different. Just not used to it. But yes, they seemed very thrilled, to say the least.
Well, but of course, it's Rakdos cult. And I stand up, drop a gold on the table, and walk outside towards the arena.
Okay. As you step outside, you notice that the town is a lot more lively at this point. There are people. There's some market stands set up outside. You see fruits being sold. Various. There's a butcher. There's all sorts of. You know, just market stand things. Bakers. Um, selling bread and baked goods. The smell, the aroma of these fresh baked breads and some pies, and even from the fruits and vegetables, just kind of give a sweet, light scent in the air, almost filling the city. Uh, it feels much more welcoming now than it did earlier in the day. So you can make your way toward the arena, and you hear stepping on stone inside. You hear like rustling and a lot of chatter, some roars, like just shouting, but um, then the excitement is starting to take over as you get to the entrance. There are two guards there. But they don't stop you as you walk in. You go in, and you're at base level, is above the sand pits, and you see this wide open, just sand arena with several stone pillars just kind of lay out. You're about same even height with the top of the pillars, um, and you look down. It's a pretty steep drop, not crazy, about 20 feet, and the stands are just starting to fill up. And out of the corner of your eye, you can pick out Jeremiah and Madame Duvant.
Okay, prior to meeting with them, I would like to walk a bit of the Colosseum, get an idea for the levels of it and some of the people that might be here. Just nonchalantly walking, seeming like I'm looking for seats and of a suitable place. And I'm just going to walk around and get an idea for the kind of people here, the moods, and any entrances or exits.
Uh, um, simple enough for most of it, but go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
See how much you can gather.
Ooh. Seven?
Okay. Um, so there are 4 entrances, which would also be exits, um, at this level, and then of course there's the. You can assume that there's an entrance and exit, for the where the fighters would be. Um, but to enter directly into the Coliseum and everything, you're directly you have the 4 on east, north, west. The major cardinal points. Um, Besides that, you don't really notice too much. You notice a lot of vampires. You see a few kobolds. Um, that's really about it.
And the general mood, do they seem just excited? Do they seem to have almost a bloodlust? Do some maybe seem like almost zombies, mindless? You get it?
Yeah. General um consensus. There's bloodlust, like excitement. It's really hard to get a full gauge of the temperament beyond just, excited to see gladiating, gladiatoring. Gatorade. Uh yeah.
H2O.
Yeah, so it's kind of difficult, but you can sense bloodlust for, fighting. Something you're very
Mhm.
familiar with. So.
So they are very similar to the Colosseum type events from Rakdos, like the general crowd. In that way?
Generally, yeah. The same excitement for the combat. Um, and that same bloodlust you can feel. But again, like, well, yeah, you weren't there for the conversation, so, but yeah, so, yeah, same general feel.
Okay. And after I finish assessing the Colosseum, I'll walk back over to where I spotted Madame Duval and Jeremiah and sit beside them without much of a word at all.
And they don't give much of a word back, but there's that nod of acknowledgement.
Yes, yes, naturally.
Okay, and the rest of you?
Before we left, sorry, this backtracks a little. Did
Okay.
Bert come take the coin off the table?
He did, and he put it in his pocket.
Can I look over and say, I'm going to look over and say, oh, lost your appetite.
Yes. Seems I had my fill of our stew, which
It
I
was,
will be serving.
yes, wonderful stew at that. Well, have a great night.
Thank you. You as well. Good luck if you join the arenas. Um, and he gives you. Notice his eyes start darting around, and he kind of swiftly walks off.
Well, Flicker, Pax, are you off somewhere as well? I'm going to the arena.
Well, now, would I be drunk with this concoction or just the exhaustion?
So the exhaustion is an effect of the drunk. So it's one first level of exhaustion, which let me pull this out here so I can give you the exact detail.
Disadvantage on ability check.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing crazy. Yeah. So yeah, you get the exhaustion from being drunk.
Okay, well, we're waiting for the day till we get our pay. Where are we going?
I am going back to the ship. I have business to attend to.
You don't want to see the fights.
Oh, there'll be plenty of time for fights, Flicker. I personally need to GSD. I'm going to wipe the corners of my mouth, pick up my book, and bid you adieu. And take my coin that I put out and put it back in my pocket. And going to have it to hand, walking back to the ship.
I'm gonna look to Calaia. Gist? GSD, right? Gist?
I hardly understand anything all of you say.
Well, that's a fact in itself. Okay. Are we going to the arena?
Absolutely.
I might need a little bit of help.
Maybe drink a little slower next time. You did kind of lose my ring, bud.
Well, I apologize again for that.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Captain. Let's go. And I'll offer a shoulder for him to lean on so we can get our asses over to that arena because I'm excited.
As we're going through, and I would like to smell all of the food and find the type of greasy.
Greasy. Okay. Um, the
I
closest
think he
thing would
dropped
be
towards the tail end of that, but that was basically what he said.
gotcha.
Can you hear me?
Um, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the closest thing to that would be like a meat pie at the butcher.
How much for
So
that meat pie right there? It smells delectable.
1 copper.
Oh. Chalea, I have too much money.
I'll hand him a gold in case we want one on the way back.
Well, that's a lot of meat pies right there. And I'm the
Well, we
drunk
may
one.
need them later.
Right, I'll hold on to this, and I'll give you change if you don't get him back. Right?
Sounds good to me.
Wonderful. And I'm
Perfect.
gonna eat a slice of the meat pie and on my way there.
They're pretty tiny. It's like a personal pie.
Oh, like a
Really
pot
easy.
pie.
Like, yeah, it's literally like a tiny little pot pie, basically. You could eat it in a couple bites. You know, one is a slice, but it's pretty filling and actually really delicious.
We should really come back and get the rest of these. Maybe even buy some more.
Exactly what I was thinking. We do need food for our next and I shiver trip out there.
Oh, you mean the ocean?
Yes.
You'll get used to it, I promise.
You keep saying that, but I think I am getting slightly better. But wait till you see this arena. Now that's what feels like home to me.
Oh, let's get her going. Let's get there.
So, just just a point of reference. As all of the lot of you leave the tavern, you hear, excuse me, this low humming that quickly forms into a tune and echoes, but it's very soft and and start banging on the table with their mugs as you all leave. So, you'll make it over to the arena. You quickly find your seats. And this is where we're going to take a quick break. So, we'll be right back in about 2 minutes or so. And we'll get ready.
This is
for
really
the
awkward
arena.
because I still haven't
I'm so
found
excited.
an intermission song. So sorry, guys. You're gonna have no sound.
You guys need to just hum that
Okay, and we're back. Sorry, I had to take a potty break. All right, so, Pax, you are back on the ship, correct?
I want to go back to the ship. That's my destination.
Okay, so, yeah, that's. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so you head back to the ship. Simple enough. Um, is there anything specific you wanted to do on the way, or just going right for the ship and doing the thing that you wanted to do?
Yeah, do the thing. Keep an eye out, making sure I am not tailed on the way home. But back to the ship.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, give me a perception check.
Natural 9 for a 15.
Okay. You're tailed for a moment. At least you believe you are. And you make like a subtle just look over your shoulder. Um, and you realize there's just a couple workers heading over to the dock. They are carrying like a couple of small crates. Um, they're just heading the same direction. But they're very light-footed, so it seemed for a moment they were like trying to keep quiet, but yeah, nothing too special. And you get back onto the boat, and you are good to go and do the thing. So we get back over to the arena, trying to find. Okay. So, yeah, I can't find the
This
sound that I had.
this brings
All
like
right.
back PvP memories of me and Miguel getting annihilated by you guys.
What was that?
Yeah.
3 rounds?
The map.
Yeah, good times, good times.
2.
Two.
It
Fucking
was
twins.
2 rounds and we wiped you out.
Oh yeah, wipe the floor with us. I'm like getting PTSD right now.
Horrible. I can't believe I accepted them into the campaign I'm writing.
You fool. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know why. Sorry, Sirenscape is giving me a slight issue. I can't find the correct one. There we go. All right, here we go. Okay. Sorry, I lost track of my thing. Yeah. Thank you, Sirenscape. You guys are awesome. Your massive collection of wonderful sounds. So that being said, um, for those of you in the arena, it starts getting packed in more now. Uh, you do notice a lot, like a decent amount of kobolds, mostly these pale-faced, the vampires, as you're aware at this point. Um, a couple giants, um, a couple ogres, like various things here and there, but for the most part, it is made up of vampire spectators. A couple humans as well, and then you just hear a voice. Everybody, please be quiet. It is my greatest honor to present to you Mr. Senor Arguel. And the crowd goes freaking crazy. Like they just start screaming. Like there's meats being thrown in the air, and just absolute wonder. And you see a familiar purple cloaked figure walk out into the I forget what it's called. The I guess like the box, the spectator box.
I immediately
Where
lean
this
forward.
all right.
I
Where the
am not sitting on the chair. I would be on my feet, like crouched in excitement, and probably yelled a little bit with everyone else.
Okay. And he steps forward onto this platform and raises his hands. Now, everybody, tonight I shall be joining the pits for the first time in 2 centuries. I'm very excited, and I hope that we have a wonderful show. This will be much later. And it is a surprise to me. They have not told me who my opponent is or what the stakes shall be. But I am most excited, and I hope that I live up to my name, reputation, and title. And everybody starts going crazy again. Now, we shall get this started. Before we do, I would like to welcome the newcomers to our city. And he gestures over to the group. They have been hmm, pleasant, I shall say. I believe that's the word. If everybody they are just wonderful. I play we they came into they were in the tavern. They were very polite. It seemed very kept to themselves for the most part. But the the um the cat Chalea. I'm sorry. I am terrible with names. But Chalea and Shikar. Yes. These two. They came over to the table. They played Joker's Cup. They were very sportsmanlike. Oh, it was beautiful. It was wonderful. Outside of this place, it's nice to see good people. Now, warm welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We don't get many visitors, as you can tell. Now, shall we all get this started? And everybody throws up meats and more vegetables. Everything's going flying. Everybody's screaming. uh, Several of the people around you just look over to you and just like give big smiles, and uh, several of them are very fangy smiles, but genuine excitement. And Ogre like pats you all in the back and just welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, but of course, it's a pleasure being here. You have the finest drinks, and I can't wait to see what's going to go down.
I grab the rest of Flicker's pie and throw it in excitement.
What the hell, Chalaya?
Hey, now you're getting it. Yeah. All right. Now, our first contenders, one of our conquistadors, shall be taking on this lion. Simple, and hopefully he survives, right? I mean, come on, it's just a lion. Come on, if you die, that's pathetic. Now, okay, on we go. And you see both sides. The gates roll up, and you hear the geese turning, and the lion and this other vampire, dressed in this black armor, um, come out with a rapier, and he just starts charging the lion. And for about 2 minutes, they're just going at it. This vampire's dodging each claw swipe and the bite, and then it seems like he's getting the upper hand. And he breaks a couple ribs. Ribs in the lion. You can hear the bones crack, and then all of a sudden the lion just gouges through him. Manages to get just a good swipe, knock him off balance, and sees its opening and bear hugs and just bites into his neck and rips him apart. You see body parts flying everywhere. The crowd starts cheering again. Oh, it's wonderful. Beautiful. That was pathetic. But bravo, lion. Bravo. I shall take you as my pet. You are most fearsome. Oh my god. I shall name you. Ah. Mm, Goldie. I got to come up with a better name for that. This is ridiculous. Now, anyway, let us continue. Before we get to the second fight, newcomers, would any of you be interested in jumping in here?
I shake my head.
I, sorry, excuse me. Chalaya, I think I really want to get a go at it.
They do this every night.
Oh, what the hell! And I grab both of them by their shoulders and bring them down to the pits. Mm-hmm.
Both of them?
And I look back to Jeremiah and Lady
Okay.
Devon, and I put my hand out and say, would you care to join?
Interesting. Not tonight, my dear. We prefer to do team combat. Just the two of us.
I'll lean over to Levi and whisper in her, I bet they got too tired from when I told them to spar with each other earlier.
And I look at them and I say, yes, you two are a natural together. I hope to see that again. And walk down to the pit with my two companions.
Oh no, I'm getting all fired up.
Beautiful. And the crowd starts going crazy. Absolutely just bonkers. All of you just going in, no hesitation. Most beautiful. Okay. Now, I shall start you against some other conquistadors. How does this sound?
Lovely.
That
Perfect.
works for me. Give a toothy
Tonight
smile
we shall only...
to your Arguel.
Yeah, Arguel. I'm actually not Arguel. Yeah. Arguel.
Perfect.
Magnificent. Now, I must ask you, since you are the how you say visitors. Simple. Do you wish to fight to the death? Do you wish to fight to unconsciousness?
I draw my sword
You tell me.
and I say, is there any other way but death?
I love this one. I love this one. Everybody, oh my goodness. Yes, I love this one. Okay, beautiful. To the death.
I'm a little worse for wear, but let's go.
Let me pull out these guys. More tokens. And the gates on the other side roll up. And you see 3 vampires in the same exact armor that the first one had walk out. And they all draw their rapiers. The floor, the arena has not been cleaned from the last battle. There are still body parts and organs
Oh god.
just littered
Feels-
across the center of this place. Yeah, it's blood. There's
Feels more
the
like
head
home.
actually flew off. The head flew off and landed up on top of this pillar and is just kind of sitting there overlooking like a little gargoyle head.
Lovely.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Now, if all of you, if you could all please roll me initiative.
Okay.
As I prepare for the fight to start, I lift my sword up in the almost defensive position horizontally in head level.
And I also take off my brown cloak and set it aside for freedom of movement, and take out my scimitar, crack my knuckles, and wait to go.
I will press a finger to my lips, holding in these puffy cheeks and a load of barf in my mouth, and hold it in and make a fighting stance.
So down the line, Flicker.
That'll be a 7.
Okay. Levy.
Dirty 20.
Okay, and Calaia.
22.
Okay. What is your dexterity modifier?
Me,
Yes.
+3.
Okay. Can you please reroll just as flat d20?
Sure thing. 17.
Okay. Good to know. All right. So, and now we begins. Oop. And beautiful. So, move. All right. Get myself situated here. All right. So, this one, actually, I'm going to mark each one so I know. And that, and that. Okay, perfect. So, this one just starts pounding his chest with the rapier, making the metal clink, raises his arms, and smiles and moves. Straightforward, fearless. And that is his turn. Calaia, you're up.
Okie dokie. I am. Let's see. Perfect. So with my first attack, I'm going to send Guiding Bolt to the one with the red dot.
Okay.
So I need to attack to hit. $14, 18 to hit.
18 hits. I'm sorry.
No, wait. And then that's 4d6. Let me get a few more of those out. Okay. And it is radiant damage.
Okay.
And because it hit, an attack taken against that one, against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Okay.
That would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 radiant damage.
Okay. So, boom. Perfect. So, this light just bolts from your hand, hits this vampire on the chest plate, searing into the blacken, making this like a weird white burn, like a radiant burn across the armor. And he looks up, starts growling. You scratched my armor.
I hope to do more. And
Is that your
with, with that, actually, yeah, I'm going to have that be my turn.
Okay, you're staying there?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here for now.
Okay, sounds good. Then it is this one's turn. And he is going to, boom, run behind that. Out of sight. And that is the end of that turn. Levi, you're up.
Okay. I am going to move to right here. And I fall into a defensive position and say, "Come at me, big boy." And I'm taking the dodge action. just in preparation for anything.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. And it is this one's turn. And he is going to run over this way. Okay. And that is his turn. So, Flicker, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to cast Firebolt on the one that Calaia hit.
Okay.
So you have advantage.
It's just on the next attack.
Before her turn, yeah.
Yeah, it says.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't specify
on the next
weapon,
attack roll made
spell,
against
melee.
his target before. Yeah.
Oh, it
just
says
just
melee
next
attack.
Oh,
No, you said melee attack, didn't you?
No, just on the next attack roll made against this creature before the end of your next turn has advantage.
Oh, okay.
perfect. Yep, just wanted to confirm.
Sweet. Don't fail me now. Yes. Thank you for the advantage. For a... That'll be a 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And you see my veins start to glow out of my right hand, and they shimmer from my heart down to my shoulder and down my forearm and into my hand, and this ball of flame just launches out after him. For a... Say 1d10 fire damage at 4th level. Okay, not 4th level, but wow, really? 1 fire damage.
Impressive.
Okay.
Woo!
Out of a 10, I get the fucking 1.
Oh, you poor thing.
And
Okay.
I'm going to use some of my movement to move, or hold on. Yeah, some of my movement to move. Yeah, just about there behind. And just about there. Firebolt was an action, so I'm going to use bonus action Battle Growth and give everyone a +1 to their ACs until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Does that
Sounds
include
good.
myself? You can grant yourself and all allies. Yep. Okay.
Yep. All right, so
You
everybody
just
gets
see
+1 armor class.
the
Good.
fire in my veins kind of turn green for some fucking reason, and little balls of green orbs hit both of you and myself, and +1 AC.
And this green protective coating just kind of covers you. All right. Brings us back to the top of the order. And this one runs up, pulls out a small dagger, and throws 2 of them at you, Levi. And you did take the dodge action, correct?
Yes.
So that's disadvantage?
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
attacks? Okay. All right, so first dagger does a, with disadvantage, 13 hit.
No.
Okay. Oh, that's cocked. Second one. Okay. 22.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right, that was a natural 20 and a, yeah, someone else. All right, so be glad. Good for that disadvantage. All right. So you take nice 4 points of piercing damage as the dagger sinks into your leg.
I look at this creature in front of me almost impassively, and my eyes start to grow shadows.
And that is his turn. Calaia, you're up.
Alrighty, so with that, since the other two are staying pretty far, I'm going to move about here just to get a clean shot and use my longbow to shoot at the one with the red dot again.
Okay.
That will be 15 to hit.
15 just hits.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. And that is 1d8. Okay, 6, 7. So that's 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I will action surge and shoot him one more time with the longbow.
Okay.
That's a natural 19.
That'll hit.
And 10 piercing for that one.
Okay. As if payback for the dagger in Levi's leg, you sink 2 arrows into his leg. Then he looks up, rips him out, throws him to the ground. Is that your turn?
Yes, that'll be my turn.
All right. It is this one's turn. Ooh. What the hell happened there? And he appears on top. And he pulls out a bow and fires. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here. And fires at you, Calaia. Let me just make sure. Boop. Yep. Perfect. 2 shots.
Okie dokie.
First one is cocked. Does a
Does not
10
hit?
hit?
No, it doesn't hit.
Okay. And second one, 15.
Just hits with that with the help from Flicker.
Okay. So you take 5 points of piercing damage.
Alrighty. In the same fashion, I'll rip the freaking arrow out and drop it on the floor. And just mouth up there. Really?
You get a smirk back and just like shrugs. All right, Levi, you're up.
Okay. So as I stand there and the shadows begin to form in my eyes after taking that dagger, this black energy starts to radiate around me, and as if mirrored, it starts to radiate around Flicker and Calaia as well, and I'm using a bonus action to give unexpected fangs. So myself and my allies gain lifelink until the beginning of my next turn. Right? And is it dim lighting in here?
Yes, there's only the light of the moon and torches around.
Okay.
Um,
So I disappear into a cloud of smoke and reappear behind him and take a slash. Immediately, as soon as I seem to form out of this smoke, I slash diagonally down for and that's with advantage, yeah?
what was the ability?
Shadow step.
Yes. Yeah. You just used a bonus action.
Oh
didn't you?
shit! Fuck yeah! Whoops. Derp. Never mind. Okay, so I don't do that. Instead, I
Okay.
charge up to him and just take a slash. Whoops.
Okay.
Damn it.
So that's 15.
Just hits.
Okay. Oh, man. Talk about a brain fart.
I know what Levy's doing on her next turn.
Shut up. 8. That
Don't look at me!
that would be 8. Yeah. 8 piercing damage. And I believe this
Okay.
is it magical for my Void Blade? Magical piercing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the MCU taught me anything, you did Shadow Step, but in an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
The
Totally.
multiverse is real.
And I would get 8. I would get 8 back with lifelink, or is it half?
What's in the notes? I believe it was full, but it might be half. I'm not sure.
That's in
I
my
don't
other
have the notes in
notebook.
front of me.
Is it in my other
Blah, blah, blah.
notebook? Yeah.
Let me see. Do I have it?
I'll check. I got my notebook open. Hold on.
I think it was full.
Would have been really cool if I did do that shadow step.
Deal damage. You gain the same amount of heals back from
Yeah.
the damage you granted.
Perfect.
Yeah, so full damage. Yep.
Okay.
That's your turn.
No. I am going to move this way. You know what? Yeah, so I'm gonna dodge around and behind him and say, catch me if you can. And I do have the mobile feet, and I did attack him, so he does not get an opportunity attack.
Yep. So he goes to
Nice.
reach out with his rapier, but just misses you.
Mm-hmm.
And snarls. And that's your turn.
Yes.
All right. This one is going to run here. And Levi, I believe you have the highest perception, right? 16?
My passive is 14. Pax had the
14.
highest, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Yeah. And then Calaia and Flicker.
I have
Passives.
14.
You know, for a pirate that grew up on a crow's nest his whole fucking life, he only has 12.
All right. Good to know. Okay. And yeah, that's his turn. Flicker, you're up.
I'm going to notice Calaia run up to me and take aim, and I'm going to take aim at the one that Levi just pretty much sliced up with my longbow.
Okay.
Are we in any colors like green, black, red, blue?
No, not that you're aware of.
Okay. Alright. Great roll. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's fucking phenomenal. Natural 17 for a 21.
That'll hit.
Well, that's 1d8 plus 2 piercing damage. That's a 10, not an 8. Where are my 8s? Where the fuck are my 8s? Thank you. Please don't get a 1. That's a 5 for 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And no one else has, or all 3 of us don't have the AC anymore, because it was the beginning of my turn.
Yep.
And what I have noticed, the arrow hitting Calaia coming from the northern part of where I'm standing.
Yeah. Well, you would have seen an arrow come from that direction. Where you
Yeah.
are currently, you wouldn't be able to see over or behind the pillars, so you're not sure
How
where.
how tall are the
exactly.
pillars?
20
What I
feet.
have to what I'm getting at is, would I have to make a perception check to find where that guy is? Or if I stepped around, would I be able to see him?
You'd have to step around and find out.
Okay. I'm gonna do a little barrel roll and go right here.
Okay, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Oh my god. Is that
With
with
disadvantage.
Yeah. Fuck.
You shouldn't have said a barrel, buddy.
God damn
You brought this on yourself.
it. Okay. One's a 15, one's cocked, I promise. 11 plus acrobatics for a 15.
Okay. It's not the most beautiful barrel roll anybody's ever seen in their life, but you managed to do it successfully. And you do see, you do see the dude on top clearly.
How much movement was that? That was. Oh wait, I don't have my thing on.
About 20 feet,
Yeah, 20 feet.
15.
No, it was 20. I'm going to use my last. Let's see. Hold on. Find this right. Okay. I'm gonna fire off a chill touch on the one on top of the pillar. Yeah.
Didn't you already attack them, or do you have 2 attacks?
Did I attack?
Yeah, you
Okay.
shot.
Yeah. Okay.
With your
Yeah.
long
Okay. I was trying to do my fucking bonus action. That's what I was trying to do.
Sorry, your players just have brain farts today.
They do. They do. Fuck. Okay, I can do
Time I
this.
turn this into
I
a
can
TV.
do this. I can do this. Pax is gonna come back and his whole crew's dead. I'm going to. My last time I can use my planeswalker ability is bolt the bird at
Okay.
the one on the pillar,
Okay.
and you'll see the familiar glow from my toes to up my veins and through my fingers and compress in my heart like a vroom, vroom, vroom. And then you just see this red electrical firebird just come out and go straight for the one on the pillar. And that would be equal for damage equal to everybody's con modifiers. So mine is a 3 plus your guys's.
3.
Sorry, it's a 1.
So 7
Okay.
points of bolt of
So
bird.
7 total. Nice. And it hits him, and he doesn't seem too phased. Annoyed though.
Kind of
Y'all are
sheep.
scratching these people's armors.
sheepishly look back to Levi and Calaia. I'm, like I said, I got a little bit too storm driven, and that's my turn.
Okay. Back to the top. This one jumps at you, Levi. And first attack. He's going to rake you with a claw.
Just
hit.
hits.
Oh. Okay. And I need you to make a strength check, please.
Check or saving throw? Oh,
Check.
boy. Ooh. 17.
17. Okay, let's see. Okay. Unfortunately, you are grappled. And you do take...
Wow.
Not bad. 7 points of slashing damage from the claw. So he slashes you across the chest and grabs, like, after he does like a quick backslash, comes around and pulls your neck in and then goes in for a bite. For a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you take 10, 12, 13, 9 points of piercing and 6 points of necrotic damage.
Do I have resistance against necrotic from my class? Because that's my element? I don't know if that's a thing. I'm still, like, figuring out the
You
kinks.
have immunity. Immunity.
Haha, immunity.
Yeah, because I'm a Slayer too, but different thing. Heritage. You gain immunity to the element of what you're attuned to.
Oh, yep, right here. And a vulnerability to its opposing element. So I'm going to almost lean back into him, say, "Oh, I was hoping I could get your attention." You've been muted this whole time. I've been hearing you, but yeah, you're muted.
Wow. Cool.
I was just gonna ask if I
Awesome.
dropped. I was like, wait, I think I dropped.
What I thought, I was like, DM was like, fuck, I really wrote that into that class.
No. Yeah, I mean, I balanced that out with the vulnerability opposite, thankfully. But no, so he's just like stuck in your neck, Levi, and just like you feel him tremble a little bit, like because you notice he's confused. He's not getting any sort of regeneration from biting you, from sucking your blood, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then he pulls away, and he lets go of the grapple. Okay. So, that is his turn. Calaia, you're up.
Can you move him to where he was? Oh, wait, who is that? Was that the guy on
He's-
the pillar? Oh, okay, that
No,
guy.
right next to you. Yeah.
Gotcha,
Someone that's
gotcha,
you've been
gotcha.
attacked. Yeah. Hold on, I'll turn him around.
Oh no,
If
it's
I'm
okay.
not
For some reason,
mistaken-
I thought it was the dude on the pillar.
Oh, okay, no.
If I'm not mistaken, Flicker, you said that you are worse for wear coming into this battle, correct?
Well, I just had a little too much to drink, lassie.
So scratch that. I am going to use my bonus action to use Healing Word for Levi. That's 1d4. Oh, max healing! Yay!
Nice.
So 4. So that is. I mean, we're low level. But that's 6 healing. Yeah.
Woohoo!
And then, since I trust Levi definitely has that handled, I am going to turn at the one on the pillar and shoot a longbow at him.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. 8, 10, 11, 12. Fuck, 13 to hit.
Does not hit, unfortunately.
Damn. Okay.
Hits the
Good.
stone pillar just below him and bounces and falls down. And he just looks at you, like, shrugs his shoulders, like, what the fuck?
Oh, and I already used my bonus. Hold on, I need to see one more thing if this is a bonus action or if it's just something I can do. Okay, no, that's a bonus action. Okay, so with that, that'll be my turn.
Okay. It is his turn, and he's going to fire back at you. 2 shots.
Okie dokie.
Oh my god, double 17s. So
Ah, jeez.
23 to hit on both.
Ah, jeez. Yeah.
Okay, so you take 10 points of piercing damage from 2 arrows.
Oh, all together? Oh, I thought you meant twice, and I was like, really?
Nope.
Okay.
And he just starts laughing. And he stays right there.
I
And that's his turn.
gracefully flip him off.
Okay. Levi, you're up.
So he released me from the grapple?
Yeah.
I wink and wave my fingers and say, gotta go. And I go up in a puff of smoke and appear behind this guy and take a slash at him.
Okay.
With advantage?
Yeah.
That's
Oh my god.
That's a crit, and with my Void Blade, that is devastating.
Oh shit!
On a critical strike, this blade deals an additional 1d6 cold fire or necrotic damage. Yeah, and I remembered I forgot to do the double damage part on the last guy, but that's okay. Too little, too late. Okay, so... And it's the modifier that you double for the double damage, right? For the Void Blade?
Yes, yeah.
That is 22 magical piercing, and let me roll the d6. Ooh, that is one cold damage.
Okay. So you slash across his back, and he's just taken by surprise, just barely a moment to react. Is that your turn?
What's the distance from the top of the pillar down?
20 feet.
I'm gonna drop down. No, you know what? I'm gonna stay there and stand my ground. Never mind. That is...
Okay.
Oh, you know what? And as my bonus action, I'm going to turn towards this one and bolt the bird.
You shadow stepped.
And bolt the bird. I'm bolting the bird. That's a ranged attack. Oh, that was my bonus
Yes.
action. Derp, derp.
We are on a roll.
Wow, we are on one
Oh my
tonight.
goodness. Viewers, tonight you might be watching a TPK. Just to teach them a lesson. All right.
nice.
So that's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is this one's turn. And bonus action. Nope. Sorry, he's going to move here, all stealth-like, and fire at you, Flicker, with a longbow. 2 attacks, both with advantage. 22 is the first hit.
Of course.
25 is the second.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so do this first. 8, 10, 14. That's 14 plus.
Fuck.
Let me get 3. So. Is that a 1? I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. 12. Weird die, had to get used to that. 27 additional points of piercing damage.
Well,
From sneak attack.
14 plus 27?
Yep.
I'm down for the count. You just might lose your captain tonight. Better start making a new PC.
All right. I didn't expect that. Okay, so Flicker.
Death saving throw, I'm
That was his.
assuming.
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. That is a 12.
Okay, that is a save. First success.
Lord Jesus Christ. I don't know who
That
that is, but it just comes
great
to
stuff.
mind.
All right. So back to the top of the round. This one. It's gonna
Mind you,
chase you,
mind you,
Laverna.
DM, my full health was
Yep.
35. So,
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're on the level 4. It makes sense. Yeah, that was just a really crazy good roll, unfortunately.
that's sneak attack, man.
Yeah. All right, and this one's gonna chase you, Laverna, and climb up and slash at you. Okay. I'm gonna take a picture of this because they were both natural ones. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank goodness.
I don't think I've ever done that in my life.
A miraculous fail. I've done that. I've done that with Levi in another campaign.
Holy crap, man. Okay, so he goes to slash at you, misses both times, loses his grip, falls 20 feet, and go ahead and take a free attack at him.
Okay.
Fucking, I don't even know what else to do there, too. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He's my witness.
No!
That's another crit.
Wow.
So he's dead. I'm just gonna kill him. I'm just gonna take him off the map.
Wow.
Two
Fuck outta
crits
here.
in a row.
Eviscerated.
Wow.
DM
Like,
is
as
my
he's
witness.
dropping. Yeah. As he's dropping, you just like a smirk comes across your face, and you clean slice
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick, and then sheathe your sword, anime style, like so fast nobody even saw it. And then all of a sudden, as he hits the ground, you watch his head pop off and land on this pillar, perfectly upright, in the most shocked face you've ever seen in your life.
Flicker
Well
holds
then.
back more puke.
I wipe a little
No,
bit
Flicker's unconscious.
I wipe a
Oh,
little.
I am unconscious.
I wipe a little bit of blood off my face and turn towards the one in front of me and smirk.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
Okay. Imagine it's another. No. Oh god, that's horrible. That's okay. 7?
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
Calaia, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to run up to Flicker, and I'm going to be standing in front of him because I know where the enemies are basically coming from. I'm going to use Cure Wounds at the 2nd level. That is... Miguel, that's 2 8s.
Let's go.
I also want to take a picture. That's 2 8s plus my wisdom, so that's 16, 17, 18 healing towards you, Flicker.
Nice.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to use my fighting style Tunnel Fighter, and I'm going to take a defensive, because I know Flicker's going to need to get back up. I'm going to turn around, take a defensive stance right in front of Flicker, to where that anything that comes within range, it doesn't even take an opportunity attack for me to attack it.
Okay.
Without you, yeah, I can use opportunity attacks without a reaction if anything comes within 5 feet of me.
Okay. Good to know.
And that'll be my turn.
Cool. Good turn. All right. So it is this one's turn. After being slashed in the back, he turns around, watches his buddy's head fly off after that, and for a moment, very brief moment, is terrified. But then he sees you, Levi, as you have this like just a goofy smile on your face as you wipe the blood off. You think it's ferocious, but it's more of like a I did it. And then he just like starts like giggling at you, and then quickly changes the tone and draws the sword and 2 rapiers at you. Neither of those hit. Neither of them hit. It's an 8 and a 9. And that's his turn. That is his turn. I'm still in shock and awe of the last turn. Levi, you're up.
Okay, and
Do it again. Do it again.
I'm going to do it again. I unsheathed my sword after dramatically sheathing it after that beheading, and aim for his neck.
If you're aiming for a specific spot, go ahead and give me a dexterity check as well.
Okay. Oh. That's an 8.
Okay, so you don't get his neck.
Okay.
If you hit, you don't get his neck.
Okay. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. Oh, I'm rolling so low on damage dice. That's 11 magical piercing.
Okay. That was doubled?
Yes, that was with the modifier doubled.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you don't get his neck. You just go right below and cut across his collarbone through the armor. And cut through the straps and the armor, just plating just falls off. All right. And that's your turn. Okay. It is this one's turn. It is going to run all up in front of you, pissed off, and 2 rapier attacks.
And I get my opportunity attack?
No. So an opportunity attack is if it's leaving your area.
She's
But
in
it says
in a
what?
defensive stance.
I'm in my defensive stance.
Tunnel fighter.
I'm tunnel fighter.
Oh,
yeah.
it's anything that just enters the 5 feet? Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Cool.
Ooh, that's nice.
I misconstrued that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So I would assume I would be using my scimitar now. That's like, I didn't specify a weapon. I would have been using my scimitar. I would have had my sword out in a defensive stance.
Yeah,
If
for
that's okay with
melee
you, DM.
combat, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, for melee combat, I would assume so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a free action to draw. Well, at least that's how I run it. I know some DMs don't, but to
That
switch
is a
weapons, I don't.
natural. That's a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that is 4, 5, 6, 7 slashing damage.
Okay. All right, and his 2 attacks on you. Oh, that was the wrong one. First one definitely misses with the 10. Second one is a natural 20.
Oh. Owie.
So 14 points of piercing damage or slashing damage.
Okay.
And that is it for him. Flicker, you're up.
With that hit, can I say I stumble back a little bit. That one hurt.
Of course it did. It was a sword to your face and body. Slashes hurt.
Spits blood down at his feet.
Flicker, go ahead.
Being revived, do I lose my exhaustion?
Yeah, your drunkenness would be gone.
What a buzzkill.
I hate you.
Lol.
I quit. I fucking quit.
I'm going to take half my movement to stand up. I can only imagine that you're the one that brought me up, Calaia, and I'm going to step to her side. And I'm going to cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Do something. Okay. That'd be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Wonderful. What is this on my screen? Go away. Okay. Shocking Grasp. You see, once again, the color changes in my veins, but it's not red and it's not green. It's now a yellowish color, and it starts to spark, and a bolt of lightning as I grasp his forearm consumes his arm if it hits, or it did hit for a 1 point of shock damage, lightning damage.
Oh.
What the
Okay.
fuck, man?
Oh. That was a shocking roll.
Huh.
Is that your turn?
Um,
Can we just roll over that?
I'm going to be very angry, and you see everything in my veins just pulse and pulse and pulse, and I go into a stance. Wait, let me see if I'm doing this right. Oh, never mind. I thought it was a bonus action. Never mind. Revert that, strike it, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Calaia, you're up.
Okay. All right. I am going to use Cure Wounds on myself at the second level. Okay, go be. And that 8 healing to myself.
Nice.
Damn. Oh, okay. And and I'm just gonna drop right back down into my defensive stance with my bonus action. That's all I can really do.
Okay.
And then I'll look at Flicker. Do the thing you yell.
Well, I was trying to, but I'm still trying to catch my breath.
That'll be my turn.
That's your turn. Alrighty. It is this one's turn, and face to face, he's just gonna go back at you, Levi. 2 with the rapier. It's cocked. First one misses. Second one is a dirty 20.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. Nice. 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is his turn. Levi, you're up.
Hearing Calaia say that to Flicker, I immediately drop down into almost like the horse stance. And I take a deep breath in, look him straight in the eyes, and say, "Shadow Demon Slayer, roar!"
Let's go.
And that is going to be a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, it's 15 feet. I don't think it reaches the other guy, too. Let's just...
No. Plus you're 20 feet up.
yeah.
Okie dokie. Dexterity saving throw, you said?
Yes.
9?
Ah!
9!
The DC is so low. I was like, oh, he's definitely going to make it. It's only going to be half. But no, that's a fail. Let's see.
The DC is low?
Yeah, I have a fairly low DC right now.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Okay. Oh, wait,
Help.
no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're level 4.
One,
Makes sense.
two.
I
Yeah.
forget sometimes.
Yeah. 3, 4. Sorry. Need more T6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 2 more. 1,
There's
2.
one in
I got
here.
it. Oh, there was one in there. Oh, too late. That one's not included.
Okay.
$24 necrotic damage.
Okay. So, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Jesus Christ!
That's another nat 20.
Let's go!
Oh my god! Alright, so
I never
dropped
get
my
this many.
phone on the ground. That scared the crap out of me.
that's insane.
I never get this many.
Alright, so first off, as he turns to just a pile of smoke,
Uh-huh.
as it dissipates, you feel rumbling underneath you. The shock wave, like the shock from the power of the roar, like this wasn't built to withstand a force like that, and you didn't even directly hit it. It's just the power starts to crumble from underneath you, and just like a floating little butterfly hop across the little falling pieces of marble and gently land on the ground.
Okay.
Goddamn natural 20 again. All right. All right. So, is that your turn?
That was my action. I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go right here. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right. It is his turn. Oh, wait, I did not mean to drag him like that.
I get another attack of opportunity because he's 5 feet within me.
He's not moving though.
Oh, it doesn't specify he has to move.
Yeah, when something generally for an opportunity attack, it has for tunnel fighter or enter opportunity attack, it would have to move within or out of range.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
what an opportunity attack is. So specifically for tunnel fighter, it adds the fact that when it comes into range, which is pretty cool.
Gotcha.
But yes, if it's not moving, there's no opportunity attack to take.
Makes sense.
So he is going to just stab at both of you and hope for the best. Okay. Calaia, that's a 17 to hit. Flicker, that's a 15 to hit.
Hits.
Hits.
Okay. Calaia, you take 7 points of slashing, and Flicker, you take 8 points of slashing. And that is his turn. Flicker, you're up.
Let's do some measurements real quick. But it literally says, okay. Flare Roar says all creatures of your choice must make a dexterity saving throw. So I'm also taking the horse stance, and I look around and I see him in front of me, and I breathe in, and I almost make my cheeks are puffy, but I make my lips to a whistle almost to just funnel it straight through him, and I need him to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. It's cocked. 12.
12?
Mhm.
Fails. So you see, once I was saying before, all my veins start glowing and pulsing in this manner. My hair even, if you would say, flickers a little bit and almost catches on fire. And that one's cocked. One is
Gotta say the thing.
Fire Dragon Slayer Roar! And that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 points of fire breath damage.
Okay. He has taken devastating damage. So after it dissipates, he's just like, there's scorch marks all over his face, his armor, his hands. Some of the armor is melted away at this point, and just like, and he's like trying to catch his breath in front of you, and like one eye's half closed.
You really made me all fired up.
He coughs at you, and a little bit of smoke comes out. Is that your turn?
My action. bonus action. I think I- Yep, I'm good.
All right. Calaia, you're up.
Okay. So Calaia is going to put her hand up, aim it at him. It seems to help them, so a guiding bolt, roar! And I'm going to cast guiding bolt.
And out of your hand, just
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's it. Oh, that's a natural 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, dirty 20 to hit.
how do you want to do this?
I don't have to roll the damage?
No, he has 1 health left.
Oh.
Literally 1. So whatever you roll, I'm
I
sure
almost-
you're gonna
I
get it.
almost fucking had it. God damn it.
You did. Literally by 1.
Okay, so I mean, I do that. Clay's like bleeding and everything. Mind you, I have like 2 health points right now. She's gonna like look at her hand and look back at him and be like, so it does work. God, I thought you guys just did that for show. And turns around, looks at the crowd, and puts her arms up.
I actually, keeping my void blade in my hand, also put my hands up to the crowd and do a small spin, coaxing the
I sh-
cheers.
Exactly, that's what I was going for.
I'm
Too.
still in horse stance, but I kind of go wide and I spout fire out of my mouth straight into the air.
Okay. And as you are doing this, you notice that it is dead silent until you hear. Oh, damn it. Get it? That's not picking up again. All right. So like a slow clap, coming, and you look around. You see Jeremiah and Madame Duvant, like clapping, like just in shock and awe. And the entire crowd after that immediately just erupts, screaming, cheering, throwing vegetables at you and fruits and meats, and they're just beyond thrilled. This is clearly a show of affection. Like that was a beautiful display. And even as you look around, you see Arguel in his little viewing booth and just damn it, stop picking up. Clapping away.
You know how in
You hear
Fairy
that?
Tale when no, I can't hear nothing.
God damn it.
You know how in Fairy Tale when Natsu is like shooting out fire from his mouth and he just has the sharp teeth and he's like ha 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 ha. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that's what Flicker's doing.
Awesome.
And I would use thaumaturgy, make my voice boom loud. Keep it going. Oh, it's exciting to be in the ring.
Really, it's not picking up anything that I'm doing?
Certain tones.
That's so annoying. I gotta figure out more. I gotta go into this headset settings so this way it
Crowd
picks up
roar
certain things.
noises.
Yeah, crowd roaring, yada yada. Damn it. Yeah, they go crazy. Everybody's having a joyous. Some people are crying. You see other people exchanging like coins and things like that. They were clearly betting.
We should
Then
have betted on ourselves.
That we should have.
and you see oh sorry.
And I resheath my blade.
You see Jeremiah and Madame Duvant with their hands out taking coin purses. Quite a few coin purses.
I had a feeling they would bet on us.
I'll
We
wink
see-
towards Senor Arguel.
I was gonna say, do me and if he's looking for him too, Senor Arguel, he's the one who was at the bar, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna wink and wiggle my pinky finger.
And he stands up and pulls the ring off his pinky and throws it back into the arena for you. And that is where we're going to cut off for tonight. We ran a little bit later than usual, but thank you guys.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great.
Yeah, that was definitely fun. Getting some combat every once in a while. Um, yeah, I like the arena. This is a fun place. I've enjoyed these sessions in the city. Now that you're on land.
I've been thinking this whole time, like, where is he? Where is the devil?
Yeah, right. Like especially when he first described them, like walking
Yeah, I
in
was
with
like,
the
wait,
what they
wait a
were
minute.
wearing. I was, yeah, I seriously was like, oh, it's the devil.
So, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Pex had to leave a little bit early. He is feeling a little under the weather. Um, but he went to the ship anyway. So, um, we'll discuss and see what happens next week with him. Um, see if he wants to RP what what's going on or just join the party. Blah 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 blah. Lots of words.
Blah
But
blah blah
Blah
that
blah.
all
blah blah blah.
yeah. But yeah, that all being said, I hope he recovers. I hope all of you viewers out there had a absolutely wonderful holiday if you celebrate or any holidays that you are celebrating currently or did celebrate. I hope you enjoyed any days off that you may have gotten. And yeah, we'll see you next week, same time, same place. And happy early new year because it'll be our first session of 2022. Um, quick announcement, actually.
I have one too, if
The
you don't mind, after you're done.
Yeah, of course. At the end of January or possibly beginning of February, we are still cementing a date. We'll be running a 8-hour marathon session. It will be a one shot. It will be for charity. The charity is yet to be decided, but 100% of the proceeds are going directly to the charity of choice. We have a few in mind. We'll probably end up putting a poll on our Facebook um, for all of you to give your suggestions of which one we should go for with this first event. And if we see traction with it, honestly, I'd love to be able to do it w- maybe once a month or once every few months, something like that. I'd love to make it a more consistent thing. I think it'd be a really, really awesome to for all of us nerds to honestly get together and try to help people, help the world, a little bit at a time, whatever we can do. Um, yeah, I'd love to see at least $1,000 go to a charity. That's just me personally. I hope we can hit that. Um, yeah, I'd love to.
Squad goals.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'd love to help vets. I'd love to help animals. I'd love to help suicide prevention and awareness. Illnesses, mental illnesses, um, eye diseases. You know, like retinitis pigmentosa is a big one. Um, muscular dystrophy, like anything we can really cancer, everything, anything and everything, whatever we can do to help. Um, I'd really appreciate it, and it means a lot to me personally. Yeah, like I said, I'd love to see all of us just be able to come together and say, you know, natural nerds, not and natural nerds isn't just us. It's all of us, all of you, all of this group. It's we are nerds naturally. So, yeah. Sorry, I know I'm just rambling here.
The
I'm just
community, the
I'm
community supports us enough so
yeah.
far, and we appreciate everything that you guys put out for us. We know we've gained a lot of followers and everything over times, even through our off times, and just the fact that we still had a following when we were in our down part makes us feel we're all naturally nerds in a family that lives all across the country. That doesn't stop us from doing what we love.
100%. 100%. And actually, I've noticed that it reaches around the world. We have some viewers in Sweden, um, which is pretty freaking cool.
That's
Um,
amazing. I didn't know that.
yeah. Um, but yeah, that being said, um, yeah, we are all nerds. And honestly, any of you, always feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook. Shoot us messages. We'll be responsive as we possibly can. But if you just need someone to just vent to, whatever the case it is, you know what I'm saying? If you're going through a hard time, even if it's just an ear, you need a message to a stranger. Um, whatever. If we can help our community, if we can help anyone, I'm more than willing and happy to be that person and put that time in. Um, yeah.
Same here.
So that's my announcement. Super excited about that charity event. Super excited about the 8-hour session, the one shot. I'm really excited to build it. I'm gonna put all of my players through hell. Uh, so if you want to see
Do we
them,
have to make new PCs for that?
yes, it will be new characters. We will have a session 0 after everything is decided, and I will give you guys a little background of the session, which I will also be giving to same thing as to the community. We'll probably live stream the session 0, just so this way we can, anybody that's going to join or whatever the case, they can get a little information on what's going on, um, as far as the background and the characters and everything like that. So that's my announcement. Go ahead and take it away, Miguel.
I just wanted to say I know I've been saying that I have been writing Candlekeep for a minute, but I am a week away from being done. So we just need to determine a day, and within a week or two, Candlekeep Mysteries Incorporated with the lovely Bond and Corporation will be back to take on a new. And I do want to stream this.
Okay.
Um, so they will be back to figure out more mysteries in the Candlekeep Mysteries book. Of course, I might change some stuff here and there, but yes, I really want to try my hand at DMing again for the second time. Hopefully, it goes a little bit faster, you fucks. Um,
I blame the library.
I blame the fact that you just felt like Bond was the only one that deserved to be called lovely.
but wasn't he? But wasn't he?
He
This one must agree. Okay, so
But yeah, that's my announcement. 2 weeks time, we'll make a day and see what works for everybody on that.
also, hell yeah. Um, yeah. So be sure to like our Facebook page, like and subscribe on our YouTube, join our Discord, and of course, give us a follow here or a subscribe. Um, so make sure you get those notifications. It'd be awesome, and it really helps us out and helps us get us better equipment. Um, but yeah, that's actually really exciting. But yeah, check out those. We'll keep you guys updated with events. And if we have a more solid date on it, you know, we'll let you know next week at the beginning of the new year, 2022. Here we come.
Hopefully,
So
it's so much better.
agreed. Um, so that being said, thank you all. We love you, and as always, stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, nerds.
gotta do it for Pax. You nerds!